Iconoclast Speaks.
Hello and welcome to the Iconoclast Speaks. I am the Iconoclast, and you have entered my domain. You have come into my den, into the place where I speak at you. I don't speak to you, I speak at you. Because you're watching a video. If I was speaking to you, you'd actually be here. We'd have a face-to-face discussion, and then I would be discussing with you, not speaking to you or speaking at you, because I would want to hear your opinion. But today I'm going to talk about something. I saw a movie last week. It was called Downsizing. It was with Matt Damon, and Kristen Wiig was in it for like a blip. It was billed as a comedy. I remember when it first came out, it looked like it was going to be hilarious. And so I thought, I was in the mood for a comedy, and it was not a comedy. It's not. It has funny moments, but it's not really a funny movie. But it wasn't bad. It then kind of took a turn, and you thought it was going to be a movie about the environment and environmentalism, and no, it wasn't even that either. Basically, the premise is scientists found a way to take us, and from the height we are now, shrink us to about, average 5 inches tall. And the idea was that if we did this, it would help use less resources so that more people could live on the world, and we wouldn't be leaving a huge footprint. And that was sort of where the premise was going. You're thinking, okay, so it's about, helping the environment. But then it takes a turn where actually, because you're this much smaller, the money you have can last longer. So let's say you were making $30,000 a year, you are now almost a billionaire for the amount, because the money you would use to eat let's say your average grocery bill was like $300 a month, it's now like $10 a month. If your house cost you $150,000, you could now buy a house that was 4 times larger for like $300, $400, because basically it was a dollhouse. So the premise then went to people were doing it for the money to save themselves. And you follow Matt Damon's character, and he was married to Kristen Wiig, and spoiler alert, they get a divorce because she changes her mind about being shrunk, and he gets shrunk, and when he wakes up from the shrinking, she didn't do it. And so they split, and then no more Kristen Wiig, which is sad because she's hilarious, and I think it would have been funnier if she would have gotten shrunk and seen their life together. But anyway, so it takes a turn, and the premise that it ends up being, or what I took away from it, was contentment. Being content with where you're at in life, who you're with what is going on, and enjoying life and the moment you're in. Like, I don't want to go into the whole movie because there's some things, twists and stuff, and that's what Matt Damon's character learned through all the different twists, is that he was never happy with where he was. And oftentimes I look at my life and I get that way as well. I'm not happy where I'm at, and I'm looking at the next step. I'm looking at the next level, where I'm going to go next. And it's kind of a sad situation where instead of enjoying the moment, enjoying where you're at in that moment, your head's going elsewhere to what's my goal in 10 years? Instead of, hey, right now life is pretty good. I have my family, I have my job, I have activities I enjoy, I have friends, and instead of enjoying that, I'm thinking of the next step. Now, I knew this guy who actually was very wealthy, and he had a huge house, and it was basically a mansion. And I was with him one time, and if you were to go to his house, you'd be like, wow, this is amazing. And we were watching a show, and on the show was a big, huge mansion, bigger than his. And he was just sitting there, and he goes, you know what? That's going to be my next house. And then we're going to get rid of this shack. And I was thinking, wow, you have like a house that people would die for, and you consider it a shack. you're not even enjoying what you have. And oftentimes, like I said, we all get that way. We can get that way. But I'm saying, let's take a moment and look at your life, where you're at, who you're at. Maybe it's not the best situation. Maybe it's not where you ultimately want to be in life. But you can stop and enjoy what you have in this moment, where you are, the people you're surrounded with. Let's not overlook the things that are right in front of us for things we may never achieve. And I'm not saying don't strive to go further and don't strive to get better, but enjoy the moment you're in. Enjoy the situation you're in, because every situation we're in is an opportunity for some fun, for growth, for new relationships. So don't overlook where you're at for where you may get to. You know, you don't know what's going to happen in 10 minutes, in 5 minutes, in 1 minute. You don't know what's going to happen next. So enjoy the moment you're in instead of dreaming about where you could go. And that's basically the message for today from the Iconoclast. So enjoy yourselves. Have a good time. Thanks for watching. Now go out, live life, and have a great, great week. And we'll see you next time. Bye.